It's day 11, it's a Friday, and we're back in Damascus.
View from window, 7:30 AM.
This morning Jihad is taking us on a walking tour. After that we're on our own. Our new hotel, the Aliwan, is very handily placed for exploring the old city. We can still see the surrounding hills. Jihad's tour starts at the railway station. Just outside the station we can see a nice old steam train, but inside the station not much evidence at all of trains, because that's where the tracks used to end. The old booking hall is being used by a lad selling books, but the rest of the station is a sort of museum. The land where the tracks and platforms used to be has been sold off, and I understand there's going to be a big shopping centre there. There are pictures round the walls of some nice old steam trains. This one I thought had been blown up by Lawrence of Arabia in that film of the same name. It's nothing to do with me, of course, but I wonder if they'll come to regret closing down this station. So there's still at least one horse and cart left on the streets of Damascus. Jihad thinks he was delivering diesel. We're heading now again towards the old city, and there's the citadel which we saw previously, and here's a better picture of Saladin. You may remember that we saw the tomb of Saladin earlier. Well, we're now making our way towards the Madrassa Zahiriye, which contains the tomb of Baybars, the Mamluk Sultan. Unfortunately, it was closed for restoration. However, we could see its entrance gates with 3 rows of finely worked inscriptions and topped off with carved shells and arches, and the whole thing is considered to be something of a small masterpiece. Just opposite, the Madrassa Adiliye contains the body of Saladin's brother, but this was also closed. Notice the horizontal bands of alternating colour here, typically Syrian, and we've seen it quite often. As we wandered through these narrow lanes, with narrower lanes leading off, most of them dead ends, it reminded me so much of Venice, except that Venice doesn't have to contend with cars and vans all the time. So just time for a quick cup of tea now. We've been in that cafe before, and I think that's the one that has the storyteller, but we didn't see him. It's only on in the evenings, I believe. Now here's an interesting house. I've no idea why it's like that. So back into the souks now, and we find one of those old Damascus family homes which has now been converted into a restaurant. Typically there's a bland exterior facing the street, and inside a courtyard, usually with a fountain, surrounded by the living accommodation. We had dinner one night in Aleppo in a similar place, if you remember. And this is actually a similar place quite nearby. And now we're back on Straight Street with its reminders of a Roman past.